On data centers? Yes. Since we're here together
right.
at Data Center Dynamics? Absolutely. I mean, look, my view on this topic is we haven't actually seen much of an impact at this moment in time. In fact, I would venture to say that we've in fact seen continued demand in data center space here in the UK market. The UK is the second largest data center market in the world, and there's roughly 500 data centers here. A third of which are big co-location providers, a third of which are enterprise, and a third of which are big IT companies. And as you know, they're international companies largely that are serving this market. And if you look at the London business center, the headquarters of major European companies, I think 1 in 5 are here. So it's quite a big market for data. And we haven't actually seen investments in any way move away yet, I will say yet, from the UK. What I also believe is, irrespective of Brexit, data grows, and the data growth that is coming because of IoT. We see it in our buildings, in our homes, in our factories, in our plants, kids on smartphones, content data networks. I mean, I was reading a factoid that Netflix subscriptions by 2020 will be 10x what they are now. So if you think about video on demand and all of this stuff, more data is getting created at the edge than is getting created in a big hyperscale data center. And as a lot more people shift their computing to the edge into really where data is created, it's stored, it's processed, it's managed, then in fact there's no reason to think that Brexit should have a negative impact on that, right? We are a huge economy, we're still growing, even though the growth rate is slightly slowing, and we're still generating huge amounts of data at the edge. So I think what's going to happen is a further push towards the edge being a more important factor than Brexit. Now, regulation, slightly different issue, of course. The two or three areas that we just talked about as well in the panel that we need to think about very carefully is, one is signing up to the GDPR regulation, which you know has moved from Safe Hour to Privacy Shield to now GDPR. We will still be part of Europe when that goes into effect in, I think it's May 2018 if I'm not mistaken, which means we're going to have to be compliant to it. And my view is I think we ought to be compliant to it because we are processing data, whether you're a UK company that's processing data for UK citizens and UK buildings and UK plants, or whether you're a European company that's processing data outside Europe for UK, we need free flow of data across borders. That's what's going to keep the digital economy working. And to be honest, we are in a digital economy, so pretending we're not is a bit crazy. So I think we've got to sign up for it. I think we will sign up for it. We've always been very strong on data privacy, data protection in the UK. No reason why the government ought not to be supportive of that going forward. How should I interpret Zettastructure? Look, I think it's yet a lovely word in the industry. But basically what it's talking about, in my view, is the convergence of the lowest level of sort of hardware with apps and analytics, and making sure that you still provide edge control in between. So it's really the convergence of network, infrastructure, hardware, all of the above, with apps and analytics at the top, bringing it together to, in essence, create a world that is no longer restricted by infrastructure, and everything is sort of happening in a more fluid space. This is my interpretation of Zettastructure. I don't know if I got it right, but
sounds great.
I think the event's great, and the reason I think it's great is actually it's a nice small environment as well, so you can actually get around and see everything in a short space versus walking for miles, which I think is a good thing. We launched 2 of our big initiatives here. So we launched our new Galaxy VX. We also launched Structure On, which is a great remote monitoring and predictive maintenance tool. So we're very excited about it. We've had great, I think, press meetings here, lots of customers yesterday. I think today, I'm surprised to see day 2, it's still quite plugged up, so that's great. And we had great people at the panel, full house. Yeah, we're loving it. We love to be here at DCD.